I got to use my wood chipper to wood chip, of course, because I went to go buy some wood chips and they were $7 for a small bag, and I was like, I'm not wasting my money. I have a wood chipper at home. I'd rather buy petrol and use it, get rid of that new growth I have coming up, because I need wood chips for my garden. And this hasn't been used for quite a while. As you can see, there's spider webs all through it. So it's going to be interesting to see if it does start up, because it hasn't been technically started up for 5 months. It didn't want to start because there was just a bit of wood, probably by accidentally got put in there, just stopping the blades from turning. There was a couple of things what have been kind of seized up and has been stored away somewhere out of the rain. Was the throttle was a bit sticky. I just had to free it up. I had to pull the whole air filter and carby off it because it's laboring. Means that it could be because I did drain it when I stored it away of the fuel out of it, and the only problem is it could be still fuel on the edges or still fuel on the bowl. That's the only reason why I could be doing it, because the needle is perfect, it's not eaten out. The jets are perfect. The air filter looks good, everything looks good. It must be just laboring because of maybe just a bit of fuel, what has probably sitting around this edges has mixed in. I hope that is the issue. If it's not, I'm just end up going to be pegging the whole thing in the bush at this present moment, because it's just a little bit irritating. It's not the motor's fault, technically it has been stored for a while, but it gets a bit frustrating that when you need it, you can't get it started. But yeah, I'm just gonna use it, see how well it goes. Put all the wood chips down all the way along here. I do have to put some more down on the other side and weed where the carrots and peas are. Cauliflower and broccoli are coming up pretty good. I had a few issues with maybe one or two, just transplant shock, just going a bit limp and having a little bit of issues trying to get over it. The best thing I'm going to try to do is look after them. If they don't get over it, I'd rather a strong plant than a weak plant, because if you don't have a strong plant, you end up going to have issues with diseases and issues with root growth, and it'll end up just being a bad plant. So I'd rather let whatever decides to die and try to take care of it as best I can, than baby it and then it's just issues in the future. The peas are coming up, what we planted out. They're doing amazing. All the carrots down the end here are coming up. We tried the method we've seen online that you can get cardboard or bits of ply and you just put it over, and it helps to create like a moisture barrier type of thing, and it just helps them sprout a little bit more easier. And when they finally come up, you can take them off and just keep them watered. Don't not water them because they will end up perishing. And these are the transplanted peas. They're not doing as well because it was only a couple of days ago when we planted them out, but they finally are standing up a little bit more happier and healthier. We will be trellising them with wire. But yeah, I do have to finish this end off. There'll be more carrots down here. I will be rotary hoeing another spot up to grow more cauliflower and broccoli. What I need to do right now to get this ground done is go do my composting. This is our compost piles. What I do is I don't have compost bays. I try to compost where I want to grow in the future. We're going to be planting kiwi fruit through here. So this is more ideal to compost here, putting a lot of nutrients back into the soil. This pile here we just done. It's pretty much fresh. It is grass clippings and you got lactose bacillus bacteria, aged chicken manure, tea leaves, now goat manure pumped into this. So yeah, it is not as riching, and I know a lot of people do composting differently. I just have pretty good luck by composting using grass paired to, like, you know, wood chips and other things where grass is a lot more easier. This is nearly done. It is close to maybe 3 months old, maybe 2.5, 3 months old. And this is about a month, probably about a month old, I would say, because it's still breaking down. I don't go off how long I've been composting for. Like, I don't go, I'm going to compost for 2 months or a month. I go off how it looks. Some compost piles might be faster, some compost piles will be slower. But look, I just do it the way I like to do it. I've tried other ways and I like doing it this way. So what we're going to do is quickly just turn some compost, get this done. So to see if this is usable, and if it's not, I'd rather leave it for maybe another week before using this. We finished creating the beds. I put sugarcane mulch just to help with the evaporation, because we do have cold nights at the moment, but we do still have hot days, so it will help to hold a lot of that moisture in the soil. We'll be planting carrots straight into this soil, but we have enough cauliflower and broccoli seedlings to plant here. So there'll be 10 cauliflower and 10 broccoli to finish this off. I do have to do more wood chipping and put more wood chips here down this walkway, and as well on the edge, just to stop any grass coming up. Maybe one afternoon I'll have to come in and do some weeding along this edge, put more wood chips here. But before I do any of that, I gotta go do work in my shade tunnel. We're removing everything out of the shade tunnel because it's getting close to winter. We're taking out the pumpkin and the watermelon and everything else in here, because it's most likely, if anything does bear fruit now, it's not going to get a good size anyway before winter does come. We did find watermelon and more pumpkin, what was good, but at the moment why I'm wearing gloves is because we have prickles all through here. I don't have prickles on the homestead, so I'm quite confused how I got prickles in here. But what we're going to do is, yeah, just give this a quick clean out and compost everything. We're pretty much finished in there. I've taken everything what's toxic towards our poultry out of there, so I can just let the chickens and ducks and that run around in here if they want to and eat whatever's edible in there. But I still got to go in there and clean up. What I'm going to do is do some chainsawing because I need to cut some wood. I purchased a tungsten tip chain for my chainsaw from Farm and Acre Co. This is not a sponsored video. I just did it because I'm sick and tired of every time I chop wood, especially ironbark, and that has a lot of dirt in it. So the tungsten tip chain will help a lot with it. So we're going to go throw this chain on the chainsaw, go cut some timber. So we've quickly threw the chain on. I'm going to go cut some wood and see how well it works. Honestly, it cut really good. Yes, I know buying a new chain from the chainsaw shop will cut as well, but this will cut more timber longer before it needs to be sharpened, and it lasts 10 times longer than a normal chain usually would. I was expecting that this thing would be really choppy to cut timber because how chunky it is, but it cut like butter. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you in the next one.